I like that stuff. We were talking in the break a little bit about, well, I was asking if you wanted to go to the Clinton place, and you're like, well, you don't like Clinton, and I start saying, it's not that I don't like him. I love to have you help me make this point. Right. It's not that I like or don't like Clinton. It's not about my personal opinion. It's just that I got so scared. One time I was up in Canada a few years ago, and I was watching their news, you know. This is what brought it all to me about 5 years ago. And I was watching the news in Canada, and there were 2 points of view on every single issue. And I said to myself, we don't get to see this anymore. All we generally get is one party line point of view, and that is not America. And I got very disturbed by that because it's not right.
And I agree with you. I love having people to disagree with me. That's one of the premises of the show with The View, is that there are different views. And just because you disagree, that doesn't mean you dislike people. Right. And we just have to get our people in our neighborhoods and our communities to have a little intellectual discourse, a little conversation, so that you can expand what you're thinking, and you might learn something. Right. So we can...
And it's okay to disagree.
Of course it is.
My God, we went to this place, this fake nice place. Everybody talks about nice,
that politically correct place.
We went to a fake nice place where actually we're not saying anything, and that's the nice thing, is to not say anything and to not disagree.
But bad stuff will still be here if we don't say anything. You know, we've discussed racism on the show. We've discussed whether or not Madison Avenue should be the ones to decide what size beautiful women are. Excuse me, wrong. Right. I mean, we've discussed all of those things, and of course we've discussed the president and the issues surrounding the recent scandal, or it's not even recent anymore, it's a long time scandal now.
But we have to hear more than a party line, or else we find out we're living in Russia.
Yeah, well, thank God we aren't, you know what I mean?
Thank God we aren't.
And I'm glad that we could sit down and discuss anything that you want to and still get off and hug each other, and that's the way...
It's about respect, isn't it?
There you go.
We got to learn that. We got to learn that again. That's the scary thing, it seems. To me, that's the scary thing, because how did we get off of that? All of a sudden, it's just like, oh my God, we don't agree, so we shoot somebody. We don't agree, so we burn down a church. What is this about?
It's a very frightening thing to live in a time where, you know, I'm on television now as an African-American woman, but my grandparents are still alive. And my grandparents lived during a time where they could not drink out of a water fountain because they were the wrong color. Or couldn't go to a movie theater. And so we have achieved tremendous strides, but we're still not comfortable talking about the issues that divide us in our country.
But we need to.
There you go. And I love the fact that you on this show and us on our show and other people are really talking about things that relate to everyday life.
Well, we need to.
There you go, baby.
We need to.